afternoon, my name's Amber and I'm a flower farmer, florist from Blooms on the Hill in Budgeree, and I'm standing in amongst my cosmos at the moment. As you can see, it's a huge bank of flowers behind me. This week is wedding prep week. It's my sister's wedding on Saturday. I think I've mentioned it. And her colour palette is all pinks, ranging from pale pink to sort of a magenta-y pink, plus a bit of cream, off-white, white. So I've been currently I'm deadheading my cosmos in the hope that I have as much as possible looking nice for this weekend. So today's Monday. It was quite warm yesterday and the day before, so a lot of this cosmos, when I looked at it yesterday, it was looking very sad indeed. A lot of flowers that had shriveled up, so I'm just getting rid of all of those. As a fly attacking me. So getting rid of as much of that as possible so that it can all sort of freshen up a bit. Luckily it rained last night, got a little bit. Haven't checked the gauge, so not sure exactly how much, but it's going to be cooler this week, so it's not too bad. It'd be low 20s today. And Saturday, well, here in Budgeree it's going to be about 23, so it's probably going to be about the same where my sister's getting married, which is about 2 hours from here in a place called Warburton. So I'm doing the archway, so the large installation, plus I'm doing 3 vases and I'm doing a cake topper. So the plan is to harvest the foliage on Wednesday late afternoon, harvest the flowers late Thursday afternoon, and Friday morning I will arrange the vases and the meadow box, which will be sitting at the base of the archway on one side, and the cake topper I can start putting that together, which I think I'll do it in 3 pieces and leave the stems on so they can sit in a little vase of water. And then the next day, on the Saturday, when I take everything out to the venue, I will maybe have to fiddle with that cake topper a little bit because I haven't seen the cake. So I'll have extra flowers with me, and just before the cake gets brought out into the reception area, I'm going to trim the stems and actually put it on the cake then. So being a guest is helpful because I can, try and do everything as last minute as possible. So yeah, luckily the weather is not going to be crazy hot, so the archway outside isn't going to be hot. I'm going to get there at midday. The wedding's at 4, so I'm going to give myself plenty of time to get this thing done, because everything to do with floristry takes forever. I'm going to take my eldest son, who's 19, so he can help pass things up to me as I'm up the step ladder. So that's the plan. So I have been strategically cutting my dahlias. You can see them there behind me. I had my usual delivery to the post office this morning, so didn't take any of the pinks. On Friday I was harvesting for a market, which was Saturday, and that was at the Ballara Folk Festival, which was very busy, very successful. That was good. So once again then on Friday I was also strategically harvesting so that I was leaving as many buds as possible on the pink dahlias and the whites and the more magenta colours. Normally I cut really deep and don't worry about the buds, but this time I was really thinking about what is going to be open, hopefully, for this weekend. So it's not going to be overly warm, which is sort of like, it's probably not bad weather. If it was going to be super hot, I think I'd have lots of things opening and lots of things dying, but this way hopefully we get enough flowers out without them getting too overdone. Hopefully this wind kind of drops down a little bit. If it gets too windy, I could have stuff going everywhere. So anyway, come along with me this week as we prep for a wedding. Right, I'm making some progress with this cosmos, and no doubt I'm going to have to come out again in a couple of days and deadhead yet again. But the variety that I really want for my sister's wedding is this lovely bi-colour here, which has the pink on the edges. It's very ruffly and very pretty. Just heading back around. I also do quite like this magenta, and then I love this ruffly white one, and this is a seashell variety. This pink one, that would be good too. A bit more white ruffly one. Here's a darker version of that seashell cosmos. Here's a ruffly pink. I'd like to take that too. This one's more open. If that's looking good, that can come. And I really love this one. That's even more ruffly again. I've found with the cosmos that when you cut it, that more double variety, I can't remember what they're called, is a lot better. It lasts a lot longer. And I'd say because it's harder for the bees to get in there and pollinate it. So once a flower's been pollinated, it then starts to die off and go to seed. So here's one doing its job there. Hello, Mr. Bee. So hopefully I've got a lot of this pink, this one particularly, and there is a little bit of this cupcake variety as well. That lasts all right. So really any of this can come, except for I do have a yellow variety. I won't be bringing that, of course. But yeah, there's lots here to cut from, just as long as hopefully it's looking all right on the day. Right, it's Thursday, 2 days till this wedding of my sister's, and I'm picking flamingo feather celosia. Everything pink and white is getting attacked. So I picked a whole stack of dahlias today. Everything pink and white I can get my hands on, and I've literally been doing it all day. I've just been picking flowers like a crazy person. So I'm going to get this gomphrena, this pink and this white one here as well. And then probably tomorrow I'll cut the cosmos because I'm expecting it just to fall apart faster than everything else. Alright, it's 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon, and I started harvesting flowers I think at about 10:30 maybe, more like 10 I think. Anyway, and I've been going at it all day. So got what pink gomphrena, lots of dahlias, some cafe au laits. I'll get more cafe au laits tomorrow and probably early Saturday morning. More shorter dahlias. I've got to do a cake topper, so things like that are okay, and some asters. More dahlias here. There's a few little bits. Actually a sweet pea. We've got my dirty laundry. White gomphrena down there. Ignore the orange stuff, that's old stuff. There's all the foliage. So I've got gum, and that's actually poplar that I foraged. More dahlias, more dahlias, more dahlias. Oh, there's an odd zinnia in there. I've got more dahlias. There's more dahlias up the top here, some asters, some more dahlias, and more dahlias, and down here, celosia flamingo feather. Right, now, okay, all I've got left to cut is cosmos and any more dahlias that are ready. So there'll be more cafe au laits and anything else that happens to open up tomorrow. So I can still cut tomorrow morning, do the cosmos then, and last minute stuff Saturday morning. I don't think I have to leave here till about 10:30 ish, I suppose. It's time for a cup of tea. I'm exhausted. This is insane, the amount of flowers in here. But tomorrow morning I will do 3 vases and make them as matching as possible, and I'll do the meadow box, which will be the base of the archway. Gesturing, looks like a big archway. And I think the cake topper I'll do probably Saturday morning. That'll be the only thing Saturday morning. Anyway, tea. I'm gonna make tea now. I need a cup of tea. Alright, it's Friday. I picked a few more dahlias that were open. Just done that now. I think it's after 11 o'clock. I've had to do a bouquet this morning to take down to Gippsland Organic Collective, who are selling my bouquets on their website. But now finally I'm getting to this cosmos, and then I've got to start arranging, so mental. Right, vases. I'm going to do 3 at once, so I'm going to try and make them matching as I go, do a bit, do a bit, do a bit. I'm going to start with foliage. This is going to be quite tedious. I think it's going to take me ages, I have a feeling, so I won't make you watch me do this. We're just going to try and get them all balanced. Right, it's taken me about an hour, which is not as long as I thought it would. I've got lots of cafe au laits, I have lots of other dahlias, I have flamingo feather, celosia, I have pink gomphrena, I have nice fluffy white cosmos, there's eucalyptus in there, and I think that's poplar. I pilfered it from beside the road. I'm happy with these, but once I get them to the venue tomorrow, they'll probably need pudging out. So just filling any holes, and if anything breaks on the way. Right, I started on the meadow box, which will go at the base of the archway. I'm using the dreadful floral foam, but really I've sort of got no choice. Liking how it's looking so far. Right, meadow box is done. Hopefully. I'll have to probably add to it tomorrow once I get there and bits start falling off in the car. Transporting it's going to be interesting, but yeah, this needed to be done today because I'm not going to have time to do it tomorrow because it's archway tomorrow once I'm there. So I'm pretty happy with what's going on here. Good morning. It's Saturday morning. It's quite early. Okay, wedding day today. I'm just out in the dahlia patch, just seeing if there's any more dahlias that are ready to go. And then I'll make a cake topper. Then I'll load up the car, and I've got to leave here at 10. So it's just after 7 now. Busy, busy. Hopefully I don't forget to take my dress. Sitting in my car at the Kmart car park where my son buys shoes. Car absolutely stuffed full of flowers. Anyway. Right, archway.
Look at the ballet bar here.
With a ballet bar.
Yeah.
Some flamingo feather in there and gomphrena. It's coming along. Coming along. Right, we're finished finally, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. The top bit, I'm having a bit of trouble with zip ties, trying to keep it upright, but there's not much to attach it to. So anyway, I think it's come out really well. And we've got about an hour, 20 minutes until kick-off. So I'm pleased. Hope my sister likes it. Right, this is a cake topper which is in 4 parts, and there's the cake. Just got to put that together. Right, cake done. Right, it's Sunday, back home after the wedding. Flowers that are left, and a little bit over there. I just took way too much, but I just didn't know how much I was going to be using, and yeah, so it all came home again. So thanks for coming along with me this week on my flower arranging journey for my sister's wedding. It was a lot of fun. It was quite stressful. It did take a week. I'm exhausted because we didn't get home until 1:45. I haven't done an archway before, so I was really pleased with how that turned out. I got a lot of nice comments. Actually, there was a florist there, one of the guests from a fancy florist in Camberwell somewhere, and she said it looked really good, so that was nice. That was a good compliment. Now I know that obviously I had too many flowers and foliage, a lot of which is behind me, but it was good to have, I guess, too much rather than not enough. But now I know roughly how much I need, which was actually way less, and about how long it takes. We gave ourselves like 4 hours. We actually did use probably almost 3 hours to get everything sort of in and set up and the mechanics tied up, and before we could put flowers on. So it's quite a big job. But anyway, that's good. So I feel a lot more confident doing that kind of thing now, and really hope to do a lot more weddings in the future. Pretty stressful, but I'm quite organised, so I kind of can cope. If you're not an organised person, I don't think you should do weddings, because there's a lot to it and you want it to be perfect. But thanks for coming along, and I'll catch up with you next time. I'm going to go have a nap.